Hi, Church. Pastor Ben here with your Daily Devo. Thank you for joining us. In the section of the Book of Kings that we're studying right now in our sermon series, one of the things that happens is that God says He's going to put His name in the temple. And I will, or depending on when you listen to this, I will have spoken about this during the sermon on Sunday. But I want to just kind of explain it again or in more detail. Names and naming in the Bible is very important. And very often the name of God is treated almost like even like its own character in the various stories. If you ever want a very interesting study, go sometime to your concordance and look up all the instances where either someone is named or a name is mentioned or the name of God is mentioned. And you'll find a lot of interesting stuff there. See, when you name something, then you own it. And this is the importance or the key to understanding why Adam named all the animals. It was an exercise of rule. He also named Eve, but we'll let that go. Also, Eve then named her children rather than Adam naming them, which is interesting. Later on with Abraham, his name had been Abram, his name was changed to Abraham, and his name carried meaning. Over and over we see these people in the Bible, when they reach a point of decision or a turning point in the road, they get a new name. God gives them a new name. And we even see this some in our culture. We name our animals. We'll name a favorite car. We'll name a house or an estate. Things get names to give them significance. And the things we the names we call things give them that significance. Likewise, if you ever go in the military or you're in some other situation where they wish to break down your individuality, they'll remove your name and they'll simply call you private or airman or whatever. You'll lose your name in order to remove your individuality, and this happens in harsher ways in situations like concentration camps and things like that, where the people who want to rule over a certain group of people will remove their individuality by ceasing to use their name. We also see this in the realm of magic or in literature and fiction, where we talk about if someone knows the true name of something, they can have power over that thing. The name of God carried so much weight and significance to the Jewish people that they wouldn't even pronounce His name. So therefore, we have no idea how to pronounce His name. And yes, God does have a name. The closest we can come is Yahweh. There are 4 Hebrew characters with no vowels, and we really don't know how to say it because nobody ever pronounced it. And when they would translate it just as Lord. And which is why we in English also, or in our English Bibles, when we translate the Hebrew word, the Hebrew letters for God's name, we just say Lord, usually with all caps and very small. That's how you know that the name is being used. So it's highly significant that God would put His name in the temple in Jerusalem. That gave that extreme power to that location, had enormous amounts of power. And if we come forward to the New Testament, we receive God's name. We receive the name of Jesus on us. And then in the book of Revelation, Jesus will give us a new name. So it's very important, something to think about on a couple of different levels, right? One is the things we call things, the names we give people or things are significant and make a difference. And we should take care when we do that. When we call someone a name, we should be very careful about how we label a person, because our label becomes our identity. But also, it's important to remember that as a Christian, God knows your name, that you have a specific name just for you. So live up to the name, and live in such a way that you will get a glorious name someday. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you, and go be the church.